Finally, the hip-hop business pulled off an astounding turn. Consider this. Jen Jones, just after his cocaine bombshell deal arrest, is incarcerated. There are already rumors circulating that Cameron Harm's own Pink Panther may be the subject of further investigation. What did you hear? That's correct. Fans are astonished that Cameron is being investigated. Emotions were raging over social media screens when whispers turned into actual news. In seal court docs, Cameron's name appears and its empire sinks. A shocked lawyer's concern was captured on tape. Could this be a case of associational guilt? Or is there something more profound simmering close to the Dipset inner circle, under the shadow of Harlem's most illustrious rap sources? Alleged federal investigators are looking into financial documents, historical phone logs. In pursuit of the smoking gun, the family was split up, even down to private text exchanges. While some maintain Cameron's innocence, others claim he's been concealing things for years. Not to mention the stakes on a personal level. Cam's standing, Dipset's prospects, and the financial situation of every dynasty member. The drama is fantastic, the conflict is real, and there is one topic that is more pressing than ever. Is this Dipset's lowest moment? Hold on to your seats, however. This play has only started. Stay in your seats. Once more, the courtroom doors opened, and Cameron entered with a heavy. He was surrounded by his attorneys. Marcus Reed, whose countenance was steely tired, and heart murmurs trailed him down the marble, black shadows of suspicion accompanying every step. According to reports, Reed had been up all night reviewing the materials gathered for a day that would determine Cam's legacy. The cameras snapped in quick succession as they got closer to the seat. But Cam was hesitant to look at them, instead staring at the polished floor tiles as though he was planning, discovering a way to safety that may not be available within the stuffy courtroom. Like a distant warning, the judge's gavel fell. A new piece of footage was used by the prosecution. The grainy black and white movie is security footage from a warehouse outside the city. A person similar to Cam went around crates, speaking softly to a gnome co-worker of Jim Jones. A juror rushed forward as the audio broke. Knitted eyebrows. According to our evidence, Mr. Carter met with Mr. Jones, the prosecutor, on March 12th. Utilizing Cam's real name, they discussed profit-sharing and delivery logistics. The room held its breath. A Dipset named Jamal Road manager, who had vowed to protect the group's image, sat in the gallery, heart-pounding. However, we felt helpless. He gave his phone a quick look. Kim's involvement in the drug ring news caused social media feeds to go up. The followers were shocked. Their faith was put to the test. Jamal had tweeted Dipset till we die prior to that morning. Now, though, he thought of deleting it. What if the words they used to describe brotherhood and commitment sounded vacuous? The family was split, with some demanding a public statement right away. In a nearby studio, some argued for quiet until the facts were known. Jadaku's paced like a lion in a cage. For assistance, he had flown in from home. Only Toby was taken aback by the footage from the warehouse. "That's him," muttered, playing back the footage from his phone's camera. Were there beats for scouting? Excluding bricks. Tone, his producer, put a reassuring hand on his shoulder. "We'll find the truth about this," Tone assured. Although his voice quivered, Jotakus nodded. But he was plagued by internal doubt. Recall. The smell of fresh ink on recording contracts, the good old days of late-night ciphers in the basement. Despite challenges, a solid bond was formed. Those memories suddenly appeared to be smoke in the wind. There was a crowd of protesters and journalists again at the courthouse entrance. A smaller, angrier throng was then pushed back by a group brandishing free camera banners, who said, "No one is above the law." Chants swam in the air while distant sirens screamed. Riley, a teenage devotee, yelled, tears in her eyes. Voice. "I can assure you that he lacks charm." A bystander across the street, Dipset is dead gravity on a brick wall in the shot. The scene looked like a battlefield, not where some of emotions were running high as the most well-known hip-hop songs were played, and every camera angle offered a different perspective of the chaos deep within the field office as agents gathered around a conference table. Table piled high with paperwork, they traced bank transfers, phone conversations, and email headers to piece together what they thought would be a solid case. One seasoned agent, Rachel, directed them to a logbook documenting many cash withdrawals that were exactly timed to coincide with Jim Jones's shipments. There were 2 entries with Cam's sloppy handwriting and initials. "That is suspicious." She saw that Mark, her companion, scowled. But initials aren't enough. With a nod, Rachel sent a damp subpoena to each transaction that matched his predetermined patterns. The grind of the strain was reflected in legal motions and documentation, appearing in the streets. As the afternoon sun began to fade, a new twist exploded. Through a sequence of text messages, Cam's defense team demonstrated that the initials were a covert allusion to the moniker Curtis, not for Cam, but for a pal from childhood. When Hughes, the agent and top investigator for the prosecution, read the disclosure, he combed. There was a gasp in the courtroom. The judge took a moment to adjust his glasses and make sense of what he had heard. It appeared as though Cam had gotten lucky. His shoulders' tension subsided significantly, only to be replaced with persistent worry. Would this be only a brief reprieve outdoors? Or would it be sufficient to cleanse his name?